Not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 1059.
Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day we have today. It's a good day to get up, get out, and get over to Bridgeville. What's going on in Bridgeville? Well, I'm here live right now at Weller's Utility Trailer, sitting in my office doing this show called Weller Does Delmarva, and I'd like to say welcome to everybody to my show. We do it every Saturday morning, and I appreciate the fine folks that listen. I also want to say thanks a lot to Fran for getting us on the air. He's the one who flips that big switch that makes it all happen. So thank you, Fran, and good morning, Kelly, too. Kelly Steele, not Kelly, too. But anyway, I want to say howdy to everybody. We are live on the radio here at Delaware 1059. Also, we are starting to record our shows. We're not streaming them, but if you ever want to go back and watch or listen to a show, you can go to wellerdoesdelmarva.com and see our previous shows. Another thing that we're always looking for is friends on Facebook, so you can like our page on Facebook, Weller Does Delmarva. Wanted to mention one of my sponsors right off the bat, my insurance company. I appreciate them each and every week. Every time I need something, I call up there. It's L&W Insurance Agency. Just a good group of people to deal with. I just recently rented a building. I have some properties I rent, and in the lease, in other words, the people need to list me as additional insured, and just so happens they deal with L&W, and they were right on it and got the thing, and they just are very professional, very nice to deal with. So that's L&W Insurance Agency in Dover, 674-3500, whether you need auto, whether you need home insurance, health, life, commercial, whatever. They've been serving Delaware for over 60 years. Live, friendly person answers the phone when you call, one of the largest independent agencies in Delaware. So again, they represent you, the policyholder. Give them a call, 674-3500 or 856-7828, or on the web, lwinsurance.com. Another one of my good friends that I deal with is Rick Fowler, who owns No Nonsense Office Machines in Georgetown, 2 miles east of the Circle, right next to the Sports at the Beach complex. I've been dealing with him for probably almost 25 years, 20 plus years anyway, and he has sold us and serviced our copiers over the years, but he also works on computers. He works on laptops, tablets. He sells them. Also, he can custom build you a computer. He also works on gaming things like gaming consoles and Wii's and Xboxes and stuff like that. So he's a no-nonsense type guy, real good, honest guy. Give him a call at 856-7381 or stop in and see him. Tell him I sent you. And if you get something worked on and you mention my name or this show, he will give you 25% off of all your labor. 25% off the labor only if you mention me. The other thing is, in a few minutes, I've got Sean from First Class Heating and Air going to tell you all about the big encapsulation project I had done at my house. So you want to really tune in for that. But I wanted to mention my accountant also. You'll notice everybody I'm talking about on this show are friends of mine that I've done business with. And most likely, if we do business, we are friends. So anyway, I wanted to thank my accountant, George Luff and Associates in Milford and Dover and Rehoboth. But one thing that they have started doing for us in the past couple years is our payroll. Been a big blessing to my daughter, Jenny. She used to do our payroll, and every time she took a vacation, she would have to bring her computer and bring a copier and all this stuff and do it and then fax it and all this stuff. Now she could just take vacation, and George Luff's easy payroll system takes care of it. So anything from your payroll checks, direct deposit, quarterly reports, new hire reporting, year-end documents, whatever you want them to do, they can help you out. And a small company for 1 to 5 employees is only $25 a pay period. So if you pay every week, it's $25 a week. Now that's not per person. That's 1 to 5 employees, total fee $25. For example, 6 to 10 employees is only $30 a pay period. So give them a call, 422-9699, 422-9699. On the web, it's Luff, LUFFCPAS.com. Tell them I sent you. Now, we're going to move into something very interesting. As you've heard me say, I got a new heating and air conditioning system at my house recently. Dealt with Sean here from First Class Heating and Air. So good morning. First of all, Sean, how are you?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing great. How you doing today?
Good. And I'm glad you're here. I had you on once before,
Yep.
You're on again, and we started our relationship. You came out and quoted me on a new heating and air conditioning system. We did business together. Hope I was a customer worth having, but I was enjoying dealing with you guys. And then I got this encapsulation. Do you want to explain it, or?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I might butcher it up.
Yep, no problem.
So-
Well, like I said, when we met a while back there, went underneath the house, as part of the initial, checkout of the whole system and everything. And that's one thing we always do is make sure we look at all aspects of an installation. And while we're under the house, which most houses around here have crawl spaces, not the best environments to be in, and that's something we really look forward to and look for. Spots that could cause problems for the home and health issues and things like that. So after discussing it with you, we noticed some insulation issues and some things that should be addressed. And the best way to do that is to do a total encapsulation, which we kind of talked about, which basically is sealing off the entire crawl space to the outside.
And you know what's funny? When I met you, you came out about the heating and air. My mind wasn't even on encapsulation.
Sure. Yep.
And then when you brought that up, I got more focused on that than the heat and the air.
And that's what we say. It's a total project we look at for the whole house, because it's in our industry everyone focuses on heating and air equipment, and that's it. There's a problem with the heating system. Let's go back and put the same system back in. Is that exactly the actual right way to do it? Sometimes yes, but most of the time there are other underlying issues that we need to try to address. So that crawl space encapsulation, I had it done at my house as well. I mean, it's just absolutely just an amazing thing, especially in the wintertime. The floors are warmer. Everything's more comfortable. The temperature underneath the house is very similar to, what you have in your floor temperatures inside the house. And so, once you have that, you eliminate the sources of any kind of bad air coming into the house and any kind of moisture and things like that. And, coming into the spring season is really when when we're going to start noticing that more. That's really when the humidity. Yep, exactly. So that's really when this is the best time of year to get it all done, get everything taken care of, get ready for the summer. And then the spring, when that humidity levels come in, when the relative humidity drops and the dew points are high, and we start getting those moisture levels that are above 60%, and that's when all the bad stuff starts growing and all the health issues.
I bet I've explained this thing 50 times in the past week, and people are like, the one thing they're like, why no insulation under the floor? And I'm going to explain it the way I explain it, and you tell me how bad I got it or how good I got it, all right? I explain it like this. You take this rubber stuff that looks like a pool liner to me, okay, and you put it down on the ground, and then it has seams, and you seal it all up, and then it goes up the block, I'm going to say about 10 inches. Then from that point up, you foam up to the bottom of the floor. Now, you're not foaming the entire house all underneath, but up to the top of the bricks and up, I almost think where the thing meets the floorboards is what it looks like.
The rim joist, yeah.
And that's an insulation type foam.
Correct.
Okay. So what we've done is now we've moved we're holding the coldness of the ground or the outside weather, we're holding it out.
Correct.
Where before we insulated those blocks, underneath the house was probably within a few degrees of what outside the house was. And then all my ductwork and everything is underneath the house. So every time my heater would come on, I get this big blast of cold air. And it's because the underneath of the house was cold. Right. So the way I got it figured out is you've technically got it to where all of the coldness is held at the blocks and held at the ground. So now from the ground up is a lot warmer. And it is. I was under there the other day, and I'm amazed. I'm like, man, I could house a small village under here, in other words, for the evening. But anyway, so that's about how I see it. And the floors are, I'm not going to say they're warm. They're not toasting my toes. Right. But, I mean, it is a lot more comfortable to get up and walk around or go in the bathroom or something like that barefooted.
Absolutely.
And my cat actually likes it more, and so do my dogs.
Yes,
so.
I found that, too. My dogs enjoy lying on the floor now instead of lying on the blankets anymore.
Yes.
And that's exactly right. Basically, what we do is redefine the thermal boundary. Right
you
now,
move it down.
Exactly.
And out.
Yeah. And the ground temperature stays pretty much the same year-round. So you're 55, 58 degrees in the ground temperature. But by running the vapor barrier across that, you keep any from the ground moisture coming up through. And then to the block walls, then we all do a two-part spray foam. So we don't use the foam boards. We actually do an actual spray foam. And get in there and seal everything up with that.
But you sealed them little holes, too, that go outside.
Correct. All the foundation vents are sealed off. That's biggest, those are big vents, big holes that just allow cold air in all winter long and hot, moist air in all summer long. And, that's really the way you have to be able to control that. If you can eliminate the air going in and control the environment underneath that home, becomes very, very comfortable and very healthy that way.
Did you invent this concept
No,
yourself?
not at all.
Oh, okay.
It's been around for many, many years. And
Okay.
there's a lot of debate over, new construction these days of, what is the right way to do it, what's the wrong way to do it. And the simple fact is that by encapsulating and sealing it off, I mean, that's the absolute best way to do that.
Now, I know this sounds like a crazy one. Do you think it would actually mean I could have less mice?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, because you're
Or
eliminating
even a snake? I mean, in other words, I'm like, how would they get in there now?
Exactly. You're eliminating the crawl space is 100% sealed off. So
Yeah.
you're eliminating every chance of anything coming up through, anything coming around burrowing underneath the footers or coming in through the block walls if they're little holes. We go through, we inspect the entire inside walls and the outside walls. Everything is patched. The actual access vents are all foam boarded in.
Even the little
Spray
door to climb in and out, they
Exactly.
put stuff on it.
Yes, yep, we foam that because you don't want to get any small opening or any small penetration will allow infiltration into the house. So we need to make it as tight as possible. And now the other big part of that is also controlling that environment underneath that. So we add a dehumidifier to it. We do a commercial grade dehumidifier.
And that just runs year round.
It does, but typically it's going to run when the humidity levels are higher. So
Okay.
we're going to probably, it's going to start kicking more towards the spring when we start getting the hot, humid days. The houses still breathe, they still have, moisture that
Right.
come in and out through the windows, through the ceilings, every time you open the door. And that moisture has to go someplace. Hot always goes to cold. Wet always goes dry, always goes to wet, sorry. So
Okay.
you're going to have those areas where you want to control that, and that dehumidifier basically is on a thermostat that controls and monitors the humidity. So we try to keep it below 60%.
And then the water that it accumulates goes to a little pump,
Goes to a
like the
pumping.
one on my air conditioner thing,
Yep.
and just pumps it right outside.
And it pumps completely outside. That's correct.
Now, another thing that I noticed that will probably be easy is to detect if I ever have a leak,
Oh, yes.
because
Yep,
it'll
yep.
be on that rubbery
Yep.
stuff, in
Yes,
other
you
words.
see it on the membrane down there.
Wow.
So any of the plumbing fixtures, and with the cold weather we had in the last month, there are a lot of houses that had frozen pipes
Correct.
and broken pipes and things like that. That basically eliminates any chance of that because your indoor temperatures are a lot warmer now. You don't have that cold air. Even in crawl spaces, basements, they tend to stay warmer than outside temperatures anyway. But if there's open vents, if the crawl space doors are not sealed up properly, if you've got holes in the foundation, air goes right through it. All it takes is a little bit just to blow on one pipe for a little bit in
I know.
freezing temperatures,
Yeah.
and boom, you have frozen pipes. So, this eliminates all that, chance of that happening as well.
Well, when I called you for heating and air, I had no idea you this. Now, is it something you are comfortable giving a square foot price over the radio, or rather not talk? Because I was very happy. I was actually, the minute you showed me that, like my mind went off of the heater and onto that, because it seems so affordable compared to other. I mean, quite frankly, you were almost a third of another company that I had talked to.
Yes, and I've heard that quite a lot.
You sure you're
You know,
using
it-
the right calculator?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Your boss
yeah.
isn't saying, Sean, every job we do, we lose on.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, we measure it out. We know the linear footage of the, the block foundation. That's why every house is a little different.
Okay.
We really need to get in there to get a true measure.
Because like mine had a block wall up the center where I had an addition built.
Correct.
Right, so mine would be a little different. I could see that, yeah.
And so, you can do it off of full square footage, but it's also the block height, whether it's a 2-block, 3-block, 4-block crawl
Do you
space.
mind if I say how much mine was?
No, good.
Okay, I just want to say, because I got a quote from one company, and it was $16,000, to be honest with you. I didn't want to tell you that till today, okay? But anyway, you were like $6,800. And I was blown away. That includes a dehumidifier that had to be probably worth $1,000 of that.
Yeah.
In other words, and I'm just so pleased. I can't even tell you how pleased. I almost feel like giving you a gift, but I'm not that pleased. But anyway, I'm just very pleased as a customer.
Sure.
I haven't even seen the end results yet, but just the theory behind it, the concept behind it, it's got me excited. One more thing that we all learned in the middle of this was 20-some years ago when my house was built, the insulation was put in backwards.
Yes. Yep.
Instead of the paper being up towards the floor, it was down towards the ground. So I'm like, holy mackerel, what a thing to find 20-some years later,
Right, yeah. I think
Who
that's
do I go back on that? But that was just another good thing. So in my mind, I'm feeling got a new heating system. It's more efficient, right? Because it's new, it's more efficient. Now I'm doing this. I'm going to look forward to a more efficiently run house.
Exactly. It's going to be much more efficient, much more comfortable.
Yep.
Those are the two things that we really look for, and healthy. Health issues are Indoor air quality, health issues are very, very important. Houses that
Yes.
are built tighter, even newer houses now, they're built very, very tight. And, a crawl space, if you ever go in one, and most people I talk to don't want to spend any time in it, and I don't blame them. I don't
And
like
it's
going in them either.
musty,
It's-
moldy
right.
down there.
And that's less than 3 feet from your floor, where you're
It
living,
is.
where you're eating, where your kids are
And
playing
less
on the
than
floor.
that from your ductwork.
Exactly. And so anything that's down there can get into the system, can get into the home. And
Yep.
it's awful. So, we've been in some that have been just growing, and you go in there with suits and masks and gloves because you don't want it, to breathe it in. Well, that's
Right.
what, people are living with, but you don't see it all the time. It's one of those out of sight, out of mind things, and you
Right.
just don't pay attention to it. So when we go and see that, we bring pictures out. We, talk to the homeowners about it and say, look, I'm not trying to scare you with anything, but this is what we're literally taking pictures of underneath your house. This is what you have underneath there. And we have solutions to fix it.
And you have, I would say, I probably have hundreds of feet of ductwork underneath my house, sucking in this mess all the time.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because I was looking at some of my ductwork where it goes through the floor, the little metal thing, and some of it's old and a little rusty and stuff like that. And I was like, man, it's like, I felt I was the easy sale, but you probably were thinking it was different. But I was really just like, man, this is really an interesting concept. So do you charge? Like, I needed a new heating and air conditioning system, and this quote for the encapsulation came along with that. But what if somebody's listening and says, I really have no idea what my house is going to cost. I don't even know if I want to do it this year, but I'd like to know so I could put it on my radar screen.
Absolutely.
Do you charge to come out if they just want to talk about the encapsulation?
Not at all. No,
Not
we'd
at
be happy
all.
to set up an appointment, come out there, look at the entire envelope of the house.
Okay.
We can test the house from top to bottom. We have all the
What's it called? A home
home
performance
test. Yes.
Okay.
So we can put the big blower door. Last few weeks when it's been very, very cold, we
Nobody
try not
wants
to
that
do
done.
too much of them, but we can do different things. We have thermal imaging cameras, so you can see
Okay.
the difference in temperature between where everything's leaking. And when it was 5 degrees outside and 60 degrees inside, it really showed.
Well,
some
I
of
would
those
think
differences,
with the
but-
price of this winter, everybody is probably more conscious of, you know what? I'm going to live in this home another 10, 15, 20 years. You take an investment, like in my case, $6,800, and you spread that over 10 years, you're talking $680 a year. I could save that in energy savings.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
spread it over 20 years, it's only $340 a year. I mean, so,
And
wow.
that's a big part of that. You definitely, it definitely makes a difference. It definitely helps with your energy savings, your whole comfort, and safe, health
Will
and
I
safety.
wake up feeling more energized? Is it
Sure.
going to save me any energy? I won't have to
No.
work as hard to pay for everything.
There you go. No,
So
that's-
I guess
yeah,
the bills will be smaller.
But-
Now, you mentioned, broken pipes, plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention that, but you do plumbing too.
We do, yes. Plumbing.
In other words, and
plumbing
electrical.
and electrical, yes.
Wow.
So whole house generators, plumbing.
Generac.
Yes. Yep.
Generac,
Yep,
there you go.
Very good generators.
Yeah.
But we do, all service plumbing, service calls from full house installs all the way down to, changing out receptacles for electrical or, fixing broken pipes or fixing leaky faucets.
So really, one call does it all.
Does everything, exactly.
Right. And I believe you've been serving Delaware for like 40 years.
Absolutely. Yep.
So you must have
Yep.
been a teenager when you started.
Well, I wasn't there with it for 40 years, but and I appreciate
But
that.
the family that owns
the
it has
family
been
that owns
around
has been
it.
in the business for over 40 years.
And it's a
been working on
family-owned
that.
company.
Yes, it is.
Local person lives here,
Yep.
owns it, operates it, and so
Absolutely.
on. Wow. Spends money in our community.
Absolutely, puts
You
it
know,
back in there.
Right. Not some
Definitely.
company not some nationwide
it's not.
company that just happens to have an office here. It's a locally owned company.
Exactly.
What's the number?
8
934.
Yeah, 934-8900.
There we go. I almost messed you up. You got a
It's gonna be on
website,
there.
right?
We do. It's firstclasshvac.com. That's
The
all
word
spelled
first.
out. Yeah, firstclasshvac.com.
All right. And been around a long time. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we got another minute or two. Anything else you want to hit? Anything?
Well, we've got, we kind of got teased this week with
nice
some
weather?
warm weather, and,
Yeah.
and it really starts to make you think about what's coming. And we
Yeah.
know spring's coming, which is great. I think everyone is really, really looking forward to it now, especially
Yep.
because of the cold we had. So just a reminder, get the system serviced. Get the air conditioners ready to go for the year. Clean the filters.
Yeah.
Get people in there. Get us in there. Let us come in. Take a look at everything. If it was struggling at the end of last year,
It
a lot
didn't
of
fix
people-
itself during
no,
the winter.
It never does. And even though people want it to, but
Yeah.
at the end of the summer, I've seen a lot of times where we'll worry about it. It didn't quite work, and I think it might have stopped working here in
Right.
September. But let's check it out. Check it out sooner. When we get
Yeah.
these nice warmer days, let's go ahead and start it, turn it on. get it taken care of beforehand, because soon enough it's going to be,
Right.
the 90. And we seem to go from winter to summer. There's very
Overnight,
little bit
yeah.
of spring anymore. So, let's get going on that. Great specials going on right now as well.
Good.
So financing specials. We can get a new system in there, and
You offer financing?
we do, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We finance most systems, and
Okay.
we have 48 months 0% interest on certain systems right
So
now.
why wouldn't somebody finance?
Exactly. It makes
Wow.
sense. You can get a real high energy efficient system with ductwork and everything for less than $200 a month in many cases.
Do you finance
So,
encapsulation work?
We do.
Do you finance Renai hot water heaters?
We finance everything. Yes, we
Okay.
do. Yeah. Anything that we sell, we can get financed through. So
Really?
we have multiple financing.
So like if a water
lenders.
pump went bad, do you do water pumps?
We do.
Okay.
Yep.
So if a water pump went bad, and while you're at it, you see, my hot water heater isn't far behind, and
Right.
we're going to spend $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, and you're saying you can get up to 4 years for 0% interest.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Very nice.
Anything else?
Other than that, I look forward to being back on here again. I appreciate it.
Okay.
And, thanks.
You'll be back next month.
Yep.
We wrote it down. I forgot when it was. But anyway. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Sean.
Thank you, Jim.
All right. And, folks, you're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. I'm going to be taking a break here in just a minute. But next is going to be Darren Gingrich. He's a good friend of mine. At least I feel he is. Anyway, I'll have to see his opinion once we get on. But he's going to talk about Select Financial. But again, you're listening to Weller Does Delmarva, and I wanted to mention real quick, I got an HP touchscreen tablet for sale. It was mine. We used it very little, and it has a screen protector and a cover, and it comes with a charger. It's in excellent condition. It's a big one, $100 right here at Weller's in Bridgeville. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Stay tuned.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 8:30. Good Saturday morning, everybody. I'm Kelly Steele. Police are searching for the man who robbed a bank in Pike Creek on Friday. Happened about 11:30 yesterday morning at the WSFS Bank on Limestone Road. Police say the man entered the bank and handed one of the cashiers a note. He demanded cash. After the cashier gave up the money, the suspect ran out of the bank. No surveillance video is available at this time, according to police. But police say they are encouraging anybody who has any information about the man's identity to come forward. 4 juveniles facing charges. They broke into a residence on Fisher Avenue in Milford several times and set some items on fire. Police say the incidents caused thousands of dollars in damage. The suspects are all 10, 11, 12, and 13 years old. CBS News covers the nation and the world next. Delaware 105.9 news time, just about 8:31. Updated temperatures for you, 42 right now in Georgetown. It's 44 on the beach in Lewis. Good morning.
CBS News Update. I'm Gary Nunn. Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych has left Kiev. Protesters who've been demanding his ouster have the upper hand in the capital. Sky News correspondent Katie Stallard in Kiev.
He was last seen yesterday signing the deal with the leaders of the opposition. Those are the last television pictures, certainly, that people have seen of him. We're in a room in the presidential administration in the center of the capital, signing that deal. It was a short ceremony, lasted a few minutes. I certainly haven't seen any further pictures of him.
The demonstrators say that the president is corrupt.
Feelings against the regime still running very high. But apart from that, as far as we can work out, there is no other violence. There's no clashes with police or security forces. It's very, very personal towards Yanukovych, what he stood for, and his politicians.
Sky News reporter David Bowden. Freedom for imprisoned former Ukrainian Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko, arch-rival of Yanukovych, is said to be imminent. CBS News Update, I'm Gary Nunn.
Hey, it's me, Jared Morris. Join me this Thursday as we bring the show live to Insight Homes' beautiful model at Summercrest. Located right off Plantations Road in the Lewis-Rehoboth area. Come on by and meet Rob Lyle.
Hey, I'm Rob from Insight Homes. Come on down and see me and Jared, and we'll go over what makes Insight Homes one of the most energy-efficient and comfortable homes in the country.
Always food, fun, and great conversation. Joining us this week, Chris Adams from Mattress Peddlers. And returning to the show, Joyce from the Bake Shop in Rehoboth. Join the broadcast as Rob and Josh from Insight tell you all about Insight Homes.
Yeah, absolutely. They're some of the most affordable houses that are the most energy efficient with the best indoor air quality, the most included features, the longest warranty in the home business. There's absolutely no reason to buy from anybody else. For more information, visit us online. It's justabetterhouse.com.
It's this Thursday, Summercrest, 3 to 7 on Delaware 105.9. For more information, Delaware105.9.com.
For more information, visit us online. It's justabetterhouse.com.
As a home buyer in today's fast-paced real estate market, you need a competitive edge. You need an advantage that helps your offer stand out from the rest. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I'm excited to tell you how to get just the edge you're looking for as a home buyer. This brand new program is called Mortgage First, and it's exclusively from Quicken Loans. With Mortgage First, the name really says it all. Unlike a pre-approval, we'll verify your assets, income, and credit to underwrite you up front, giving you the upper hand on the competition before you even start shopping. As a strong, confident buyer, you can stay focused on finding the right place for you and your family, knowing you're approved by Quicken Loans. To learn more about Mortgage First, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That number again is 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Restrictions apply. Rate, terms, and conditions may change until final loan approval. This is not an offer to lend. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 1059.
Okie dokie. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Jim Weller here. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva, and I want to say welcome back to the show. I just had Sean from First Class Heating and Air on, and you could tell I'm very happy with my encapsulation. Next, I'm going to have Darren Gingrich on in just a minute from Select Financial. Evidently, he's got a contest, a way that somebody can possibly win something, but I'll tell you about that in just a minute. I want to mention my accountant again, George Luff. George Luff from Luff & Associates in Milford has been my accountant for over 20 years. I really need to get some more exact figures because it might be 25 years. But anyway, he does a great job for us doing our payroll. And I really can't thank him enough because my daughter Jenny really is glad she does not have to do payroll any longer. But they can do your payroll summaries, vacation and sick time accrual, gross to net calculations, your W-2s, your W-3s, your W-4s, your I-9s, whatever you want. My goodness, there's a list of them W's. That's almost WWW. But anyway, give them a call at 422-9699 if you own a small business or if you got 100 employees and you're just tired of payroll or you want somebody else to do it because you know yourself, you make one mistake and it's going to cost you a boatload of money and time, energy, and fines to get it all straight. But just, for example, I mentioned it earlier, 6 to 10 employees. It's $30, not $30 an employee. It's $30 per pay period. Again, 422-9699 if you want to talk about having them do your payroll for you. Next up is a young man I've known for a while. Looks fit as a fiddle, sitting right here in front of me.
Thank you, Jim.
Darren Gingrich, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
Wonderful. Another beautiful day.
It is, isn't it? All right. Now, you told me, I don't know if you're calling it a contest or just
well,
a
it's a little bit like a treasure hunt. We can call it a lot of things. But
okay.
At the end of
I've
the
not
day,
known you to be this fun. When I think of, let me first say, you own Select Financial Group in Milford.
Yes.
You and Darren or Drew.
Yes.
Okay.
Drew Salmons
and you.
Yep.
So local people, and you have this business and you sell different products, more or less. Some types of insurances, but also give some counseling as far as how to manage your money, can help somebody study their portfolio, and so on.
Yes.
But in the middle of all this, a lot of people think of people like that. They think of big corporations, faceless corporations. You're like a local guy.
Exactly.
You got a wife, you got kids, you probably
That's
got
right.
some animals too.
We do.
Okay,
Actually.
so
Got a little miniature farm, got some horses.
So you're just a normal human being.
That's
because
right.
People
well, I wouldn't go right to normal, maybe.
Okay, you're a human being. You have a pulse. But what I'm saying is so many people, when they think about somebody talking about their money or their estate, they think of stuffy, unfriendly,
Right.
unsociable. In other words, where I have really enjoyed our relationship and our conversations, and I really like it when you take me out to lunch. But anyway.
Well, one of the things I don't ever make jokes about people's money.
Okay.
Because that's just, it's a serious matter.
It is.
At the same time, you can have some fun,
Right.
I could be all stuffy, but I think, part of the reason people like to do business with me is because I keep it real and keep it interesting.
Yeah.
So,
And I agree with that. In other words, and you've made me comfortable, when we talk about things. There were some times my wife was involved in the conversations, and, it was just, it was a nice conversation. It wasn't like I just want to handle your affairs and I'm out of here. It was like I'm partnering with you.
Right.
I want a relationship. I want to get to know you all and help guide you in your estate planning or whatever we talk about. So,
and that really is what makes the difference, Jim.
I
you
agree.
really you have to have a deep understanding of people. So if I'm just doing a cookie cutter, product,
right,
and I'm not going to really take the time to really get to know you. It's
right.
like,
and if you didn't own the business, you might not be afforded
and
the
that,
opportunity.
Right.
To
then you have
the time.
production requirements and
right.
business models that are forced on you.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you make a good point. People feel that.
Well, I'm here to fluff you up.
I appreciate that, Jim.
I'm trying to make you feel good and look good on the radio. Okay. There's a method to my madness. Well, listen, how in the world? So I got off on you've got some kind of a way somebody can win something.
Okay. Well, first, before the fun stuff, though.
Okay.
Want to remind people again.
What about a discllaimer?
That comes at the very end.
The very end.
Yes,
okay.
the very end.
We've got countless hours in making that.
Countless. No, that's very good. We appreciate it. So now it's a little more customized to Wellers.
Yeah.
It was actually done by one of our own here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Very good. So
okay.
Before the fun stuff, though, I want to remind people again, it's IRA season. So
now, how long do people have to think about that?
Well, you've specifically till the end, which is the tax filing deadline.
But
so
you got to get on it and analyze it.
Right, because there's always administrative time. I mean, the truth is you have till April 15th to actually get
But it holds up your tax return.
It holds up your tax return. It also, I mean, you've got to give enough time for the investment guy to process it also. So it's got to be there.
Because you're probably busy. This is a busy time of year.
It is a busy time of year.
Because let me explain to you what I think an IRA is. And then you can tell me how bad I butchered it up.
Okay.
Okay, an IRA is where my accountant says, Jim, if you buy an IRA from somebody like Darren, you will pay less income taxes this year.
Correct.
Is that right?
Because if you qualify for an IRA,
right,
that means you can put in $5,500 as a tax deduction.
Really? So that $5,500 is still mine?
Correct.
So let's just say
instead of buying a piece of equipment that you may or may not need.
Or have to spend money on continuously.
Right, because many times, I hear people coming away from their tax return saying, yeah, my accountant recommended me buy a new truck. Okay. Well, that's great, but if you're self-employed, if you didn't need the truck, you could save that probably 30, 40 grand in a SEP IRA or any number of different, depends on what you qualify for. And now not only did you get that same tax deduction, but you have money that's working for you.
Right.
And
and you still have it.
Exactly. We have a clever little thing we like to say, instead of working hard for your money, we like to help people get their money to work hard for them.
You may not believe this. I'm really starting to listen to you and understand it.
Good.
Believe it or not.
No,
in other words, my mind has been, if I wanted to have another investment, I would go buy a house and make it a rental.
Right.
But then you got to manage the rental.
That's right.
You got the well
That's
and the septic and the roof and the heat and the air, and then the tenants that are good and the tenants that are less than good.
Yep.
Where if you invest your money night and day, it's working for you.
Well, and when you start out, in your working career, and my son is 16 and he's starting to work, and he's at that point where you're starting to learn about the value of time.
Right.
Because really, at the end of the day, this comes down to your value of your time. I mean, how much time do you have? How many rentals can you really manage?
Right.
You can hire other
managers.
managers.
What is the number? Because I have 18 properties. What is the
Subtract
number?
A few, and that might be the right number for you.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm hogging the show. I'm sucking the air right out of the room.
Okay, so for those of you...
I've seen your password 2 times now.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to be doing sort of a treasure hunt on our website. So I told you we were putting a new website together, so we have that together.
Is it launched yet?
It is launched. So
really?
So take a note of this, and you're going to want to...
I missed it.
You missed it. I'm so sorry.
Okay, all right.
But for those of you that are listening, we'll not be doing this every week, but...
Okay.
We're
going to do it today.
From different times, we're going to be giving away gift certificates.
Really?
And so this morning, we're giving away a $20 gift certificate to the Pizza Palace.
All right, what do I need to do to win?
That's a good question. Now, you can't win, okay?
Oh, okay.
So employees of Select Financial and Wellers are ineligible,
right,
unfortunately.
we're ineligible.
Because we want it all above board.
Right off the bat.
Okay,
Next,
so
you're going to tell me it's a place I eat at.
So what we're doing is
Okay.
when you go to www.selectfinancial.us, now it is not .com, it is .us.
Selectfinancial.us.
Stored in your favorites.
Okay.
So you'll have an edge in future contests.
Oh, because you can get to it quicker.
Exactly.
I got that.
So, and what you're going to do is you're going to send me an email.
Okay.
You're going to just include your name and where you live, because it's kind of nice to say, this is Jim from Bridgeville.
Okay.
Saying, that just
I'm
won
not
this
eligible,
morning.
but I love you.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was a rhetorical Jim.
Okay.
Yes. So, what we're looking for today, and my email is Darren, DARREN, at selectfinancial.us.
Okay.
Now, if you get confused about the spelling, it is also in the website. You'll see under Contact Us. I'm there, so you'll have my email.
I was struggling with how to spell Select Financial.
Right. So if
Not
you can
there.
find the website, then you got her from there.
Okay. So they got to send you an
And
email.
they can actually just click on the link. Again, a little
Okay.
edge on this contest here.
Right.
So here's what we're looking for.
All right.
There are articles. One of the benefits
Okay.
of our website, there are lots of articles.
Okay.
And they're very educational articles.
Okay.
So I'm going to point toward an article on asset classes. And in this article, there's 2 questions you need to email me. Your name, where you're from, and these 2 answers.
Really?
What is the average as a percent of an investment portfolio's overall return that can be contributed to asset class selection?
Say that one again.
What is the average as a percentage, and it's spelled out word for word
Okay,
in this
okay.
article, of an investment portfolio's overall return that can be attributed to asset class selection?
Okay.
And secondly, how many broad asset classes are there?
Really?
So it's under the articles. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's under www.selectfinancial.us.
I can't even find the word articles. Help me here.
It's not. That's the tricky part. That's why it's a treasure hunt.
Oh, okay.
See?
So I got to find the articles.
Yep.
All right.
So the first person to
You're going to
email,
force me to spend a minute or 2 on this
well,
website.
that's the point, Jim.
Is
I'm
this
not
a
going to give
ploy?
the answer. It is.
Are you trying to lure me to your website?
So you'll get the benefit of some good education
and some free food.
So
please don't tell me it's somewhere I eat regularly.
It's the Pizza Palace.
Golly dang, and I can't win?
You can win.
All right. Well, maybe who wins it can shoot me an email, and we'll go together.
There you go.
What do they win exactly?
A $20 gift certificate to the
Really?
Pizza Palace.
I could buy lunch or dinner.
Or breakfast.
Or breakfast.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm sounding like I am advertising for the restaurant.
Next.
I'm not, but
They'll
they
be
are
in here next,
they are
folks.
next in they are next
They're right
door.
next door.
We eat there 4 or 5 times a week. So
Okay.
anyway. So that's the contest.
SelectFinancial.us.
And it's an article, and the question is, what percentage of an investment portfolio's overall return can be attributed to asset class selection? And email the answer to that
to Darren.
And the other part of it is how many broad asset classes are there? So Darren at selectfinancial.us.
Has anybody emailed you yet?
I do not know yet.
Brooks, did you get that? Brooks is sitting here thinking, I know this answer.
And he doesn't qualify.
Qualify.
Anyway.
Hey, what's your phone number? Somebody just wanted to call you.
302-424-7777.
Every time you say that, I find that hard to believe you have such a good number.
I know.
424-7777.
And it really was just good fortune. I mean,
Wow.
It wasn't a number we specially requested.
Okay.
But it's a good number.
All right. So I think that, even myself, I'm getting my tax work done, and I'm going to presume that the IRA is probably, how much can, myself and my wife put in? Or is that stuff we shouldn't talk about already?
No, we can.
Okay.
If you're over 50, again, there's some income.
What if I'm over
eligibility.
50 and I don't look over 50?
That's okay.
Oh, it is?
You just
Okay.
got to prove it.
All right.
So if you're over 50, you're actually over 50.
Okay.
You can put in $6,500 if you qualify.
Really?
And again, there's some income
Right.
requirements.
Okay.
And your spouse is eligible in most cases.
13,000 maybe?
Possibly 13,000.
Now, when you put it in an IRA, it makes you money.
Correct.
It's like working for you
That's
night and
the
day.
point of it. Yep.
Is that right?
Well, night and day, yeah.
Rain
day
and
after
shine.
rain or shine. Now again, you can
It doesn't even take off
You
on
can have an
holidays.
IRA in millions, probably at least thousands of different investments.
I can get one for
you can put an
$6,500?
IRA in. You can put an IRA in a CD. You can put an IRA in investments.
Oh, really?
So you can put your IRA. The IRA is just the the vehicle that the
That
IRS
makes
puts
it help
over
your
a group
taxes.
of valuables, money, investments,
Okay.
whatever,
Okay.
that determines how that money is taxed. So
Okay.
the point of an IRA is that you can get the point of it is for the deductibility.
Okay.
That's
That's what I want, the
Yes,
deductibility.
deductibility.
And, in other words, if I'm going to send some money into the government for taxes, I'd rather buy the IRA and still have the money.
Exactly. And there's actually some legislation that looks like it's coming down the pike that could be limiting some of that.
Oh, great.
So
Please.
it's another example of let's
Get on with
get
it.
the benefit while we still have it.
All right.
But talk to me about the eligibility because, there's situations depending on if you have a 401k at work
Oh,
or
you
a
can help
different
with that too?
Well, we can, but depending on whether you have a 401k at work, you may or may not get the full deductibility, again, depending on
Okay.
your income and so forth. So
Either way, whatever deductibility you can get, it's still a good thing
That's
and
exactly
worth looking
right.
at.
It is a
You're
great
either going to give the money to the IRS or you're going to give the money back to yourself.
That's correct.
So you have to decide which one you
That's
you
a
love
hard
the most.
decision, isn't it?
Oh, it's terrible. I either got to funnel the money back to me in a tax-deductible way or just give it to the IRS. Let me think that one through. Darren, we're just about out of time.
Okay.
So,
well, it was fun.
What time did we start? 8:30 something, right?
I think so.
Okay.
We were,
all right. Anything else? 424-7777.
Yes.
Website selectfinancial.us.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
And other than that, anything else?
Just, encourage people to keep on saving.
And if they're listening and they just have questions, they say, man, I don't understand an IRA. I never bought one in my
You
life.
can
I
call-
work somewhere and
Yep.
I got a 401. I need some. You're a pretty non-threatening guy to talk to.
And you can call the number, or you can, I just give you my email. You can
Yeah.
email questions to me, Darren@selectfinancial.us.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for being
having me on, Joe.
Okay,
Take
folks,
care.
that
Have a
was
good day.
Darren Gingrich. He'll be on twice a month with me. So if you have questions, call him. I highly recommend him. Real good guy. So we have a question. Oh, the disclosure. I'm sorry, folks. Here it comes.
The opinions voiced in this program are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial advisor, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities are offered in the U.S. through First Allied Securities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer. Member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services are offered through First Allied Advisory Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Holy mackerel. Okay. That was the disclaimer. Thank you, Darren. I hope everybody got that. Any questions, call Darren about that. 424-7777. All right, folks, I had a help wanted position. I want to mention it one more time. We're coming down the home stretch, but we are looking for a mechanic to work in our shop to install trailer accessories like ladder racks or spare tire mounts or service trailers like pack wheel bearings, replace fenders, jacks, couplers, roof vents, sheet metal on the outside. Sometimes people need a new floor put in their trailer, any of that. We are looking for a full-fledged mechanic that has experience and has his own tools. We do all kinds of trailer repairs and maintenance. We got one guy now. We want to go ahead and add a second guy. We are anticipating a really big year here at Weller's. It's been a rough winter, but winter is just about over, and we are locked and loaded, and we are ready to do some business. So Brooks is here today. If you want to come in and buy a trailer, I'm personally going to be working here today, and Jason Troyer's here, and we are ready. Now today, in all reality, there is only like 2 or 3 of us, so, Brandon's on vacation, and Jimmy's off today, so just a little short-handed, in other words, but we're here. We're ready. Are you ready, Brooks?
I'm absolutely ready.
We have sold everything this week, from swing sets to chicken coops to trailers. Did we sell any sheds this week?
Yes, a couple.
A couple.
Yeah.
So we're here. You ready for some business?
I'm ready and
We're
excited.
going to open here in just a few minutes at 9 o'clock. So anyway, that's that. Mechanic wanted. Any interest in it, come in. Don't come in today because we're going to be busy today. But come in next week, apply in person, talk to Jason, and he'll give you all the ins and outs. Also wanted to mention again, L&W Insurance Agency, my insurance company I've dealt with for years now. I don't own it. I just deal with them, okay? A lot of people think I own many things that I don't own. But anyway, they're a good company, been serving Delaware for over 60 years. Think about, what it takes to survive and endure and be a quality company for that long. So they must be doing something right. 674-3500, lwinsurance.com on the web. Good company to deal with. I highly recommend them for home, health, auto, life, commercial, or whatever you may need. Got to tell you about something. If you go to wellerdoesdelmarva.com, each and every week after the show, within a day or two, we're going to post a video of the show. So there's something I want to talk about that I bought a lot of that's an incredibly, incredibly good deal. It's a Clorox. It either bolts or screws to the wall. hand sanitizer. It's the kind you just slide your hand under it. It's battery operated, and the stuff comes out for sanitizing your hand. These things sell on Amazon.com for $46, just the mechanism to dispense it. And then the refills are like $20.86 each. Now, listen, I got a deal on these, a crazy deal. Brand new. The hand sanitizer, the mechanism that you put on the wall, and 2 refills, 2 of them now. It's like $69 worth of merchandise for $10. You heard me right, $10 for the hand sanitizer machine and 2 refills, $10. Now you're listening, you're saying, I don't even need one. Well, let me tell you something. If you got kids and they have friends that are kids and kids all got germy hands, everybody has germs on their hands. But hand sanitizing is a big thing nowadays. You literally buy one of these and put it in your bathroom. Maybe you have a daycare and you got a bunch of kids around. Or maybe you own a business and you have customers that come in and out and in and out, and they touch the ink pens and they touch everything, the door handles and so on. And these hand sanitizers, just the hand sanitizer alone, you can look it up right now. It's almost $50 online. You get the hand sanitizer machine and 2 refills. Let me say it one more time. How much, Brooks?
$10.
$10, folks. How much for 2?
$20.
How much for 18?
$180.
Here we go. This dude is a whiz at math. How much for 27?
$270.
All right. So there we go, folks. We got 450 of them left. If we sell 10, Brooks, how many will we have left?
440.
If we sell 18, how many will we have left?
438.
All right.
32.
I got him, folks. Anyway, $10. You get what, Brooks?
You get
He's not even
the
keeping up
hand
with me.
sanitizer machine and 2 refills.
For $10.
For $10.
Not $10 each.
$10 for
all 3
pieces.
items for one money.
Yes.
Okay. And where can they get that?
At Weller's in Bridgeville.
And who should they talk to?
Brooks.
Brooks Ritter. Okay, folks. Hey, we have a lot of fun here at Weller's. We even have more fun when we make money, don't we?
Absolutely.
But we can still have fun when we don't.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Right. It's cheaper that way. So anyway, we're here. We're going to be open in just a couple minutes. Jason's probably out in the showroom now getting things ready. We put the sidewalks out earlier this morning. Hey, one thing that is really popular, you know, you go to some towns and you got to pay to park. Here at Weller's in Bridgeville, I don't even know of anywhere in Bridgeville that you have to pay to park. But at least at Weller's, there's free parking. I want to talk real quick about our shop because I see more and more trailers out here getting worked on every day. And I want to tell you, right now we have one person in our shop. It's Jay. He's excellent. Been here almost 10 years. Does a fantastic job. But we need another guy to work in the shop. But if you got a trailer and you're getting ready to use it, whether it's your travel trailer, whether it's a utility trailer, a landscape equipment, a dump trailer, a motorcycle trailer, get on our schedule because we are filling up and we can only do so much work so fast. So anyway, the phone number here is Brooks. Your microphone. Put it closer to your mouth and talk to me.
302.
Brooks cannot keep up with me here.
337-8228.
What is it again? The 302? You don't even need 302.
337-8228.
All right. And if you had to say it backwards, what is it?
8228.
All right. Anyway, 337-8228. Either way you write it, it's the same number. So, Brooks, we are here. We are ready. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Weller's Utility Trailers is going to be open here at 9 o'clock. They're probably open now. So, anyway, if you want to buy a trailer, man, we lowered all our trailer prices the first of the year.
Yep.
How has that been working? Are people receiving that or frustrated with it?
No, people are very happy about it.
Very happy about it. So we have made some extremely large commitments to buy more trailers this year. I'll be real with the numbers. Last year we sold 900 and some trailers. Mm-hmm. This year our goal was 1,500 trailers. That's quite a stretch.
Yes.
In other words, but the one thing about it is we have told the people we buy trailers from that we want to own that many trailers. And quite frankly, I have them all ordered, and they should be here no later than the end of March. And this place is going to look like unreal. So the bottom line is I know how to buy them. The next thing we need to do is sell them. We need to get our selling to match our buying. So if you want a trailer, I'm the place. I talked to somebody the other day, and they were saying, well, this guy might be a little less. And so I want to tell you something. If you're shopping around, I don't care if it's Delwood Trailer Sales up in Dover or J&S Equipment down in Laurel or Crichton's over in Mardella, if you're looking at a trailer, shop around. Get their prices. I'd rather talk to you when you're done shopping than before you shop, okay? Because you will notice real quick there is a difference in the way we treat you. We go out, if you're looking for a 6x12 enclosed trailer, we don't just have one brand that we show you. We've got 2 or 3 brands that we show you. Absolutely. So that way you can see, because if you say, well, I want a 6x12 enclosed and I want it to be this much money, that's fine. But the bottom line is no two trailers are built exactly the same. There is differences, and there's no way somebody's going to be less expensive than Weller's if it's comparable merchandise. And what we try to do is we try to walk you through it. If we have to call these other places and get them on the phone and say, hey, we got a guy here that was just there talking about this trailer, we'll help you through it. The bottom line is we appreciate all our competitors. It's because of them we exist, and we just want you to know that we are here. We want to do a good job for you. We're honest. We've been in business almost 40 years in the community. Our bills are paid. Our taxes are paid. Our trailers are all paid for. We have the certificate of origins in stock, and we're here to take good care of you. So please do shop around, but when you're done and you're ready, come see me, Jim Weller at Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, 337-8228. Other than that, God bless you. Have a good weekend. Enjoy this day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
The preceding program was a paid commercial presentation. Local news first on